We now call a meeting to order. A moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Frank.
Mayor Kindle,
Present.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Present.
Councilman Jenny is absent. Councilwoman LaPrat. Here. Councilwoman Sawicki.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Present.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
City Manager Szymanski.
Here.
City Attorney DeWally.
Here.
I need a motion to excuse Mr. Jennings.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion.
Support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll, ask for, offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the minutes of the regular city council meeting held September 3rd, 2025. Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That takes us to public comment on agenda items only. You can come to the podium and speak on the agenda items only.
Hi, my name is Teresa Foster. I live on Woodland. I just would like to know if the public can get a copy of the packet that the council gets for the budget schedule so that we can follow along when we attend the meeting.
Is the budget item on here?
I'm sorry?
It's scheduled. This just the schedule.
We don't have anything yet.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak about the agenda items only?
Well, I want to talk about the same thing she just did because I looked in the city chart. Well, I looked on the city charter and I want to bring it up because according to the city charter, you people get the packet, but the people that pay everything don't get it.
We
You
pay-
provide this sheet for this meeting. At the budget meeting, the people that are more important than you that pay for the budget should get a packet. So this would be my first time going, and I'd like to be able to follow what you people are saying because I want to know if there's anything where money's going where it's not supposed to go. So I want a packet provided at the budget meeting. I don't care if there's 10 of them. You have to give us a packet. It's right in the city charter. Look it up. I went through the city charter, and it's the longest thing I've ever seen in my life. I went through everything. That's what I want to say about that. And I got stuff to say later.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on the agenda item? All right, I need a resolution for the consent agenda.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer a resolution to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 5.
Support.
Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Excuse me?
Madam Mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a question about number 4, payment to Grosse Pointe Park Special Response Team. I was just curious about the special response team. Is this like fire department or police or?
This, I believe, is for training for, 2 of our officers. It covers training and equipment. I think it's up in Lansing, and Chief, would you want to just give a few words to that? And it's a yearly thing.
Police officers?
Yes.
I didn't hear the question. I apologize.
Well, I just wondered what the, special response team would that involve?
That's to equip and train our 2 officers that are assigned out to the special response team, the police officers. That covers, they have a annual training up in Grayling, and they do monthly training throughout the area. So this pays for that.
Say special response you're referring to.
The police officers on the SWAT team. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I have a question.
regarding Third Monarch Strategies LLC. I know that we're paying them a certain amount every month, and online, they don't identify themselves as lobbyists, but as helping to improve business operations. And so I'm just kind of curious about what we're getting for the money that we're paying.
Contacts, and I want to say somebody that can work on both sides of the aisle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman Constantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Let's take us to old business, and since there's none, taking the new business, city manager's report.
Okay, new business item number 1, progress payment number 2, City Hall generator project number 180-291. Mayor and council, attached is a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 4 on the City Hall generator project number 180-291. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
we'll make the resolution approve payment to LJ Rolls Mechanical in the amount of $15,381.30 for progress payment number 4 on the City Hall generator project number 180-291.
Support.
And any discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Constantino.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 2, renewal of 5-year service agreement, Clinton River Watershed Council Stormwater Education Program. Mayor and council, the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, NPDES of the EPA requires that municipals separate stormwater systems, MS4s, educate their communities on pollution potential of common activities, and increase awareness of the direct links between land activities, rainfall runoff, storm drains, and their local water resources to maintain their permits. MS4s are also required to I think there's a misprint there. Are also required for public gear guidance on steps and specific action that they can take to reduce their stormwater pollution potential. For the last 20+ years, we have retained the services of Clinton River Watershed Council to provide these services for our residents. The current contract with the Watershed Council expires on September 30th, 2025. We have received a new service contract to continue utilizing the CRWC to provide these educational services to fulfill the MS4 permit requirements over the term of a 5.5 year contract ending March of 2031. It is my recommendation that the city renew this agreement. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
by resolution to approve the 5.5 year agreement between the city of Harper Woods and the Clinton River Watershed Council for public education services relevant to the Clinton River watershed and stormwater management for the purpose of fulfilling the National Pollution Discharge Elimination System Stormwater Permit. Required with a fee of $2,640 for the first year and an annual increase of 5% or at the rate of inflation, whichever is greater.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to know exactly what we get for our money. I realize we're fulfilling an obligation that we're required to do, but how are we helping our residents with this?
They provide information, and I will have our DPW director come up here and explain it, but they provide information on pollutant discharge, what it means in the cities that are affected by it, practices that we have in the cities that could take some of the load off of these systems. And Heather, would you care to explain a little further?
Actually, you've done a fantastic job. They send us information about training for our personnel, so we can take, training seminars at little or no cost. They provide flyers, they provide, on things such as not storing garbage outside. I have a whole ton of flyers in the office that we can go through. We put some of them in the newsletter so that we can,
Is this
and on the website
is this something we could provide for our residents? Maybe
ourselves. No, we have
a
to.
workshop, maybe you guys could provide a workshop to our residents or something.
We can provide information, the flyers and the information they send to us, for sure.
Maybe put a copy of it in the newsletters.
Yeah, we have information in the newsletter, frequently as well as on the website.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I guess similar to what Mrs. Constantino was asking about, when I was looking at other providers, that is, this cost is not exorbitant, but, I did have a question that I mentioned to the city manager about using, I don't have my notes with me, I'm afraid, GLIWA as our provider instead of CRWC, because we already get a lot of services through Great Lakes, Water Authority.
I can certainly look into that.
And I'm just curious as to, we're already members of that, aren't we? I would think that that would provide us with the same kind of services, without any additional cost.
I will absolutely look into that.
Yeah, we'll look into that for sure.
Okay, so then okay.
Madam Mayor? Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. Just had a quick question. So the fee that we're paying for this first year, and of course it's going to increase 5% or at the rate of inflation, is that because the contract is being renewed now, so is that fee a continuous fee? It's going to keep going along for the next 5 years or 5.5 years?
That's an annual increase. It's on $2,600, so that's, even though the rate seems a little bit high, it's, the dollars are not that big.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I am in agreement with Mrs. Sawicki on this, that we should look at other places that provide the education. But if we don't, I don't know if we should table this or something, because there's a good chance that we'll be able to meet these requirements. And it's not like their increase is 5% or at the rate of inflation, whichever is greater. So we're looking at 25%. It's not a lot of money because it's only on 2640, but why pay that if we can get it for less or free? Right? So, we have access to other options. We have been using this for years, but something to think about.
I can't guarantee how quickly they'll get us the information. I'm happy to look into it, but as this states, our contract is ending very quickly,
Right.
so.
But this is a 5-year contract we're signing up for, a 5.5 year. So,
Madam Mayor, out of curiosity, question is, do you think that you could get a handle on something before the end of September?
If they respond,
Okay,
it all depends on how quickly I can get GLIWA to respond. I can make inquiries tomorrow,
yeah.
but I just can't predict how quickly they're gonna get back to me.
Heather, are you in agreement with this? You are.
I think this
Director
is
of
something
Public
that we
Works.
should do now.
Yeah.
And then for our next, I can start gathering information. And then for the next time it comes up for renewal, if we have another option. I don't know if GLIWA does the MS4 permits. I think it's all like a package deal. So I'd have to make sure they could do the permits, take care of the required actions to fulfill those permit requirements as well as the education.
Then I have one other question. Can we tailor our motion or whatever resolution? So, and I can ask this, maybe the city attorney would be able to answer this. Could we tailor it so that it's approved pending the information? You know, pending the feedback, you know, approve it if we can't get the information, but don't approve it if we find the information.
Or a
Does that
better
make
deal.
sense?
At the most, what I would suggest is if you want information, but we only have till the end of September, would that be correct?
That's correct.
I would we don't even have another meeting. Because I would suggest tabling it and actually giving a date certain, but unfortunately, it's past the due date.
Right.
So
We need to quit trying to vote on things right before they happen. This is not the first thing that's come up that it would have been nice to table if we would have had this, you know, at the last meeting. I guess, although that was in the summer, so I do, no, it wasn't, it was on Wednesday. Yeah, it was just a week and a half ago we had the last meeting. It's a little frustrating that I feel like we can't do due diligence because it's like gonna smack us in the face if we don't vote right this minute.
We could always have a special meeting on this one item if council
Right.
would approve.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
And we're talking about
I mean-
$2,800?
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah, but it's fine.
it'd be different. I mean, if we could just do 1 year and then take the year to do our research, is it possible to maybe vote on the first year and then do our research for the remaining years?
That's
I
a
would-
good idea. Is it possible to have a 1-year renewal instead of a 5-year renewal?
Heather?
I mean,
That I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know that. We can
Like-
check,
We can check into
we
it.
can check into it.
But still in all, we either have to vote this up or
Mhm.
down, or, and have a special meeting. So if you would like to table this,
Can I share this with you?
I don't know, I really don't.
Okay.
I mean,
From what it sounds like in the information that's in the packet, it says it is a 5-year contract. So it doesn't sound like you can split it up, but I'm certainly happy to ask.
well, do you want,
2640 this year,
So-
but then it's
So,
26.
information is in there. We can cancel this contract with a 60-day notice. So we can.
and
vote
a
this
60-day
down,
notice?
And
You can
within
engage
60
for the
days.
first year, and then
The
if you
first year.
change your mind, you can cancel it for next year.
Right.
Oh, okay,
You just have
There's
to
a
provide them
termination
in
clause.
writing,
Yeah.
60 days.
let's do that.
Any reason or no reason.
Right.
All
any
right, Thank
reason,
you, thank you very much.
Yep, I see that.
Okay, now, so this takes us back to no further discussions. Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman Sawicki,
Yes.
Councilman Tucson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle,
Yes.
Councilwoman Constantino.
Yes,
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
All right.
Okay, new business item number 3, sale of tax foreclosed property. Mayor and council, at your August 11th meeting, you approved the purchase of a tax foreclosed home under our first right of refusal agreement with Wayne County. We have an investor that has expressed interest in purchasing this home. The purchaser and the total cost of the property, including outstanding monies owed to the city, are as follows. This is for Ernest Asen, 20016 Ross Common, $8,909.50 plus $165 for grass cutting and $798.24 for summer taxes, for a total of $9,872.74. Mayor, a resolution is recommended. And I also have our Director of Economic Development, Ty Hinton, should the council have any questions.
I need a resolution.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
make the resolution to authorize the city manager to sell the Taxborough Close property at 20016 Ross Common to Ernest Alston in the amount of $9,872.74, and further to authorize the city manager and mayor to sign all necessary documents to complete the transaction. Support.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Ms. Franks.
Councilman Tucson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle,
Yes.
Councilwoman Constantino,
Yes,
Councilwoman LaPrat,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
New business item number 4, adopt a 2026 budget schedule. Mayor and council, attached is the proposed schedule for the review of the 2026 budget. It is recommended that the schedule be approved. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to approve the 2026 budget meeting schedule. I'm gonna give you all the dates, so get your calendars ready, okay? With workshops to be held at regular meetings on October 6th and October 20th, and only if necessary, to hold special meetings on October 13th, and further to hold a public hearing on the 2026 budget on November 3rd, 2025. So basically, the 2 meetings are after the city council meetings, and only the special meeting on the 13th is not after a council meeting.
Support.
Okay, any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
yeah, I just want to clarify that on this budget meeting is open to the public, correct?
Excuse me.
I said the budget meeting.
The budget meeting is always open to the
Right,
public.
I'm just clarifying.
Every-
Public.
It's always open to the public. Every meeting that we have is open. to the
So
public.
the meeting is open to the public, so anybody who wants to find out what's happening at the budget meeting is quite welcome to attend. They're after our city council meetings, but it's completely open to the public. So today, we're just setting the schedule for it. We're not looking at the budget. We don't have the budget yet.
And will be posted, correct?
All meetings are posted.
Yes. All meetings are posted. And so everyone have the opportunity to know when the budget hearings are. Yes.
Since the state hasn't approved their budget, how does that affect our budget?
We hope we don't get into that
We don't
kind of
know yet till we cross
predicament, but we're planning on having an adopted budget by November 3rd.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Ms. Franks.
Motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And that concludes the city manager's reports.
All right, now call the audience. You get 3 minutes. And you need to come up to the podium, line up on my right side of the room if you're interested in speaking.
Michael Dick, 18575 Eastwood Drive for the last 27 years. I'm just up here because I'm old. I previously come before this council asking with regards possibility of having some of our squad cars retrofitted with decibel meters and what have you. My main thing is because I live close to Kelly for 27 years, and I've had to put up with the bass blasting, blah, blah. I'm an old rock and roller. I get it. I get the noise thing and what have you. My issue is that this is something that is actually a major problem in our community. Trying to keep peace and quiet within the families that are here. I'm gonna waste my 3 minutes, but serious, I did want to get this out. I believe if you ask all of the residents in the Harper Woods, if this were put to a local community vote, that they would vote for it, to try to reduce the amount of noise. I believe the residents would in fact concur that having shaking windows when people drive by down the street is just plain flat out wrong. Squawking peacocks, which was an issue a while back, turkeys, roosters, cicadas, and crickets, they're all natural phenomena. Even fire trucks are actually natural phenomena. But in my opinion, this is complete ignorance. It tears up the peaceful the tranquility of Harper Woods that I so appreciate and have appreciated in the past, I think it's an act of terror myself. Once again, I used to listen to loud music and whatever. This is not music. This is just complete noise off the charts. I'm here suggesting that measures that are feasible and will reduce the amount of ignorance that are plaguing our attempts at peace and quiet in the community. I would ask that, please ask that you would either sit on Kelly in the morning when they're dropping kids up between 6:30 and 8:30 and 2:30 and 4:30 p.m. And of course, at any other time during the course of any day of the week. It is an issue. Please look into it. I'm willing to put up $1,000 just to buy one meter for one squad car so we can start issuing tickets to try to reduce this nonsense. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Janetta Tabaron from Rose Court. I just want to say thank you, Mayor Kendall, Mr. Samansky, City Council, Irma, Ty, we had a great summer this year with all the things that they did regarding the movie night, the jazz festival, the blues festival. It brought our community together. We had a good time. I don't know about y'all, but we had a good time. We needed that. We haven't had that in a long time, but I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. And I am looking forward to it again next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reginald Tabron, Rose Court. Friday, this past Friday, we played against Birmingham Grove, and we played them many times, and was unfortunate for the Birmingham Grove that they lost. We beat them 35-8, and it was our first time ever beating this team. Even the championship team couldn't beat Birmingham Grove. But our Pioneers, our varsity and JV were very great, and they did an excellent job, and they beat Birmingham Grove for the first time. And it was a good game. And we will also have a school board meeting tomorrow for those who are interested in to attend the school board meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the high school. We welcome all people to come to see what's going on in our school district. Thank you.
My name's George Cotton, and I've been a resident here in Harper Woods for 20 years, 9 months, and 14 days. I also deliver Meals on Wheels as a substitute driver, and also proudly serve on the Recreation Advisory Board. And I'm a taxpayer in good standing. What I want to know is, where do we stand with the community center? I got here tonight and heard that there was groundbreaking, but I don't know. I would like to be included in wherever there's going to be a meeting and the times to offer some suggestions or see where we're at with this, because I'm also responsible for pickleball being here in the city. And we've had a wonderful summer with people coming from other communities to play here as well as the residents. But now with winter here, the people are going to other places to play and they're paying. And I know it's not a lot of money, but our community center could use that money to properly take care of it, because you're going to have to bring in professionals to keep that building up. So has there been groundbreaking? That was supposed to be last Friday, but.
The director of Christine has been involved with the planning from the very beginning, and what they envision is also indoor portion of the gymnasium would be able to be used for pickleball. That was definitely one part of the conversation.
Okay, so is there going to be any more meetings that I can attend on this? I mean, Just, I mean,
Yeah.
I did look at some of the plans.
Oh, Ty is no longer here.
Well, I can
we'll
catch
be
up with him
able to
later.
cut That through Christine, she can invite her advisory board, people to attend the next meeting that they have.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Maisha Support, 209-30 Bold Fame. A few things. Here again, unfortunately, maybe not so good news. Glad everybody had a good summer though. I don't know if you all are aware, have seen the hawks in the area lately. Okay, so on our side, I have a video, it's from my Ring camera. He flew so low, straight through the street and swooped down. And I don't know if he got his prey or not. But nevertheless, I have a neighbor directly behind me who has this huge bird feeder. So I looked it up. I'm like, what's going on with all these hawks? And I have a 10-pound little dog. So I see the hawk at the back of my fence flying straight past. Well, her bird feeder is there. So I guess that's what's attracting him. But he or she is quite active. I'm sitting on my patio. We can hear them go through the trees with the wings. I mean, at 3 o'clock, as my break time for work, I usually work from home. He's flying out at 3 o'clock consistently. So I know their species, that's protected. I kind of looked it up, but the bird feeder is also causing rats. Any one of you can come to my property. Nothing is in my yard. My dog, we walk. I don't want the poop in my yard. We pick it up. I paid somebody to come just on Sunday evening to clean up and get any weeds or anything that I had out in the yard that could possibly be attractive. My neighbor says, oh, my Ring camera, we got rats running. She says, they're not staying in your yard, but they're running through. So they're passing by. She says, all night. Well, the neighbor behind has wood. I mean, anybody can go. I don't want to say the address. I made a report. I guess I don't even know what to do. I've been in this community for 20 years, and previously I've been here at the podium. Is this just where we just have a rhetoric debate? What is it? Because nothing is ever addressed. I showed you guys pictures of this neighbor previously, and everybody said, oh, I wouldn't want to live with that. But what are we to do? Because she's like taking over. So now you got the bird feeder with the droppings. So whenever I haven't seen a pigeon in 20 years. She's got pigeons all on the line. All kind of birds, robins, everything. So of course, what do you get now? You got all the poop droppings everywhere. That's toxic. So what do you do? What do you do in this community? What do you do in this municipality? Everybody always says, oh, you can go to the council meeting, but never a result. Every community around here has what are they called? Receptacles? You know, the big, huge trash bins. Everybody has them but us.
Costs money. It costs, as resident, it would cost you guys.
Has anybody come up with maybe what it would cost and what the residents would be willing to do? Because we're getting pounced with the rats now. It's terrible. I'm sorry.
I just want to say a couple of things too, okay? You can talk with Heather right after the meeting. You can give her the address of the person, but I did want to talk about the hawks. We had a very similar problem to this when Eastland Mall got demolished. We completely changed their whole ecosystem. What's going on in the city right now is we have a former elementary school that's being taken down.
Park.
Yes, yes. And that's disturbing a lot of things in the area.
That's what, okay.
And I want to say that's probably why you're seeing, you know, a lot of hawks right now, because we had identically the same problem when Eastland Mall was being taken down too. So, you know, there's not really too much we can do with the hawks, but we can certainly send somebody over to take a look, you know, at the property and educate the resident and let them know that they're attracting
Yeah, he's huge.
rodents. And in terms of garbage cans, our refuse contract doesn't end until next year. So, but this is gonna be something that we're gonna be talking about. I'm not saying that we're going to have this depending on the cost, but we're certainly gonna be looking at it.
Well, can somebody maybe write a proposal or something? with federal government
We,
so
we,
can-
we have, we have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah,
All right, thanks for hearing me out.
yes, thank you.
I live on Lennon Street, and I have a real big concern at 94 and Bernier, because you know they didn't tope apart now. Most of the kids from Harper Woods, the ones that go to the Grosse Point Public School, have to cross right there. And I make sure I get up there when I get off work at 2:30. I make sure I'm up there to make these kids are able to cross the street. What happens is these cars do not stop. They see you turn on red, they turn. And they do not let the kids get across. I don't know if y'all could put cameras or something up there. It has to be something done. Because what I do like this and ask them to stop. Sometimes they stop, sometimes they don't. Even though they had a crossing guard, they don't do anything. You will get a lot of tickets there. If that police was sit back there, you would catch a lot of cars. I started to get my phone and take pictures of those plates because they are going to seriously kill one of those kids. And my grandson goes to that school and a couple other kids go, and I make sure that I'm kind of there. So I don't know if anything can be done to address the issue, because that is a real big concern for me.
Why don't you see the chief after the meeting too?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. All right.
That's-
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Good evening. John Shinburn, Ross Common, and Harper Woodcrest. I've lived here since I was 6 months old, 1952. Hopefully, the community center, you had a groundbreaking, you don't have all the money, and I sure the hell hope that you guys don't come to us for a bond issue to get the rest of the money. Because I will actively put it down. The new pocket park, I asked Heather, or the other lady, they put a island in the middle of Ross Common. And they said that had to be done because of the state. But it's so wide, it could have been made smaller, but it's so wide. My ranger just barely gets through there, and if somebody parks after the park or before the park on that side of the street, you're looking for an accident. Especially if a fire engine has to get through there, a regular truck, and my little ranger can get through there. But a fire truck ain't gonna get through there. And if there's an emergency, the island could have been made a little smaller, a little less wide. The third thing is, your apology, Mayor, the last meeting was really poor. It was more of blaming the people around you for what you said. We have a new merit badge. It's citizenship in society, and it pertains to how you act, how you look when you speak, how you may say words, but the way you look puts a whole new meaning to it. Mayor, you're all over that. Thank you very much. And I'm asking for your resignation still.
Good evening, Greg Bargo, Woodland, Madam Mayor, Council. First of all, I'd like to applaud the council for the last meeting's vote to keep the community center before the planning commission. That was wonderful. It aligns itself with our charter, which encourages the work together between the planning commission and the city council, and I happen to be a member of the planning commission. So in lieu of that, I figured I would do a little research. I don't write this stuff, I just look it up. And if it's for education and clarity, and it also helps myself as well as the planning commissioner. So, well, I'll read some, I paraphrase a little, and it won't take long. In Michigan, and we all voted unanimously to keep it with us. In Michigan, if a municipality bypasses a planning commission review of a public building, it would violate state law in the municipality if the municipality has a master plan in place. And we do. It says the Michigan Planning Enabling Act, MPEA, requires the Planning Commission to review the proposal to ensure it's consistent with the master plan. And besides all the other information that it basically says, it meets the due process requirements, and failure to follow procedures is a foundation for legal challenge. And we avoided, you avoided all that. But this would have been, it would have been against the law, the state law. But it's all good. I know that, you all know that, and thank you once again.
Grass 21401 Bournemouth. Madam Mayor, I don't take your apology. I'm telling you, you've got to go. Because see, not only did you say the word assholes, but in the last meeting, a simple question was asked of you, and you're sitting there with your head cut off, asking Leslie Frank, and she's got her arms up like this, saying, what do you want me to do? You want me to do your job? You didn't even know the answer. A 12-year-old could have answered that question. You've got to go. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because something must be going on, because as of 5 o'clock today, the last meeting was never put up on anything. So what, if you're trying to cut this thing, remember what the Supreme Court voted for unanimously, that you cannot cut any meeting from the city council, a school board. Now, the next thing I want to know is, I keep getting taxes, but I like to know, is everybody in this city paying taxes up here to the city? You, mayor, everything, because I know that you happen to live on Kingsville. You're renting a house from the city council, Mrs. Constantino. I want to know if you're paying any taxes, because if you're not, that's a disgrace that you're even up there. Now, the next thing I want to bring up is favors and gifts, because somebody here one time took a thing of flowers, and according to the city charter, and it's right there, you cannot accept anything, any one of you. And what it says is, that's immediate dismissal, no discussion, you're gone. So I just want to remind you of that. Now, the next thing on this community center, the last meeting, I can't remember his name, he's in the blue suit. Is that Ty Hinton, whatever his name is? You specifically asked him if there was going to be a groundbreaking ceremony for this, and you said, no, all this is, they're taking measurements, and he said you'd have to pay the money anyway. Well, what do I see on the thing? There's a groundbreaking ceremony. So what I'm telling you is I hope to God you have all the money, because the people of this city aren't going to pay for that like they paid for that dumb school. Don't force this on us. You keep saying you got people paying the money. You were asked a bunch of questions about that, but you hesitated ever saying anything. Next thing, I got the perfect solution for the speeding problem. And I hope all of you saw it in Livonia. It's called the Grappler. We got all those trucks sitting out there. If you didn't see it, the thing attaches to the back of the car. That guy tore his rear end off. Now, the next thing. I'm going to talk about my tree in my house again. Now, I'm telling you, it's got to come down, because if I can stick my finger in the trunk, that means that tree is rotten. Now, the next thing I'd like to know, I bet everybody in here remembers the name Paul Harvey, the radio show from 1965. I'd like all of you to go into that and put it out there, because he says, he says, if I were the devil. Yeah, I know, you always tell me, but you don't tell other people.
Hi, I'm Sammy Durante. I'm the owner of 19145 Woodmont. I apologize that it's been an eyesore for years. We are now, I'm on the deed. I just moved my residence here. Looking forward to moving into Harper Woods right there. We have, redone the roof, we've done we've redone the roof, the windows. We're doing the driveway this weekend. All the departments have been wonderful. Just got 3 complaints. I don't know where a good place to eat at is. If somebody could tell me where a good place to eat. And where do I do my grocery shopping at? Because I want to keep it in the community. And the third one is, I have a $2,700 water bill for $33 a month for the last 5 years. I saw you guys did like $2,100 just for a permit. I'd like to put that money into the house, landscaping. Spent probably $25,000 in the last 2.5 weeks on this house. Looking for just a little reprieve on this water bill for, there's been no water active for 5 years. It's a $33 a month inactive charge plus penalty. A closed mouth doesn't get fed, so I figure I asked that. And then the other thing is, I don't know how DPW can charge me for doing services at a property I'm doing construction on. 912 and 92. How do I address that? What do I do on that? And this is my only questions. Where to eat? Where to shop?
What is your question again on that?
Where do I eat in this town?
But there's several places.
What do you recommend?
They say is a good restaurant. It's right around the corner over here.
What was it?
It's called They Say.
Okay.
Okay, Rex's Deli. I want to say shopping, Kroger's.
Anybody else have?
I may get in trouble for.
All right.
The cracked egg.
Cracked egg?
Yeah.
Because I like food, okay? and I like feeding my guys, but I'm going into St. Clair Shores, I'm bringing food in. I'm going into Grosse Pointe, bringing food in. I figure I start bringing food in for my guys from Harper Woods. And what can we do about this water bill? It's $2,700 for inactiveness for 5 years.
You know what? Why don't you see the treasurer? She's sitting right there in the pink top.
She's too nice. I don't want to. I would like to do with
Well,
somebody that's not
she'll-
nice. They have
she'll-
whole departments.
she'll tell you
done
the
it.
truth there. She'll analyze the whole thing and then she can go from there.
And then what do I do about the DPW? Because I don't understand why I would have charges while I'm doing construction there with permits right there. So
I would have to know the nature of the permits, and again, Heather, right here, could give you a hand with that after this.
So is that a hard no on the grocery store? If we don't have a grocery store, I should go to.
We've heard Kroger.
No.
Where's the Kroger at? Is it in Harper Woods?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not St. Clair Shores.
No.
Oh, they would. All right, where's my?
There's one on Kelly and one on Harper.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this brings us to, call the council, and I believe we'll start with you, Mrs. Williams.
All right, good evening, everyone. Just a few things. I did drive by Roscommon, to take a look at the pocket park, to see how things is going. So I was pleased that we do have construction on it. I saw that island that was in the middle of the street also. And I went around it, and I was just wondering whether that island is supposed to be permanent, or is it just there doing the construction?
It's not finished right now. Okay, there's a lot more that's going to be added in terms of signage, barriers, things like that will make it visible. It's a work in progress right now.
All right, because I was just wondering, because I'm thinking about in the winter time when the snow come and
Yeah.
nobody's used to something being in the middle of the street, so I was just wondering.
We're going to make sure that people can see it.
And then I also drove by the former Papard and saw that all the construction that was going on. So that was a good thing. So we got a lot of construction projects, that's happening in our city. Pocket Park, the new rec center. So those things were positives. Saturday, one other thing, neighbor conflict resolution a few years ago, maybe about 5 or 6, might have been even before that. I know it was right before I got on the council. So, in the judicial system, they had started a neighbor conflict resolution, because sometimes we do have conflict with our neighbors. And we don't want to always just, personally, knock on their door, because some people get really upset. So, it would be nice if there was if something similar to that, if we had something similar to that started up again, so that neighbors could, do a resolution. And the last thing, Saturday, I was watching TV, and they were showing the best high school teams in the state. So I was watching a little sports station, and then they said Harper Woods versus Birmingham Grove. And, you know, I was really proud because I'm like, hey, Harper Woods. So Harper Woods, and they showed, you know, a couple of highlights from the Harper Woods game. So I was really pleased to see Harper Woods on the Best of the State show that last Saturday morning. And that's it.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out to the perennial seed and plant exchange. That, you know, keep count, and there was more people this year than last year, so it's growing. And there was a lot of community members. Ms. Constantino came with her future son-in-law and got some things for their house they bought over on Roscommon near the park. And it was nice. It was a nice community event. I would suggest in the future for people to come. I mean, it's amazing. Mike Andrzejak, that guy knows more about plants and seeds. If you have a question, he is 100%. He has it. Beaconsfield Farms, you'll see him growing corn over there on Beaconsfield, and he's an amazing man. We appreciate him. And April, the chair of the committee. So that's all I got.
All right, the League of Women Voters is having their forum for candidates for city council on September 30th at 7 p.m. Wayne County Community College. If you're interested in that kind of thing, so many of you are. Also, while I've been out campaigning, and I know I mentioned this to the city manager, I think they're on it. The residents right near the Pocket Park, which is coming along beautifully, in my opinion. We had a number of the residents that were very actively involved in designing that park, and it's looking pretty good. But I had an opportunity to speak to a couple of residents there, and they had a concern that it's not a dog park, because, you know, if people take their dogs into the park and the dogs defecate, it would smell at the neighbor's property. And also that there is, they'd like, you know, signage that indicates no marijuana smoking, which is part of Michigan state law. There is no, you know, when we were given the right to use marijuana, the law stipulated that you could not imbibe in public, much the same way that you should not be imbibing alcohol openly in public. And so they wanted to make certain that, you know, appropriate signage was placed in the park for that purpose as well. Because I know many of us can smell marijuana as they're walking down the street or whatever the case might be. But that is something that that I think it behooves us to remember, that the state law does say something about that. And I think that's pretty much it.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful summer. It's starting to come to a close, but right now it's bouncing back pretty good. So enjoy these last couple of weeks that we have here. First of all, I want to thank Janetta and her husband for all the work they do around the community. And it was so nice to have somebody come up to the podium for a change to the comment section and say something very positive about some of the things that we're doing in the city and some of the things we're trying to accomplish. It's so often I hear so many negative things about activities going on, and those people don't even come to the activities. And I'm like, okay, that's your support. No, I'm not saying it. And as far as some of the rudeness that comes from the group out there, it's like, that's worse than the word asshole. I'm sorry. Sometimes things are just so rude and inconsiderate. And then I don't think it's very fair to many of us. I also want to thank, the Hawks. Maybe the Hawks are eating some of the rats. Let's hope so. That's just a joke, but we're going to check into it. The Veterans Day ceremony came out very well. The mayor, Cheryl Constantino, and I know 3 of us attended it. Of course, Tom Jennings was there. And
You mean the 9/11?
Oh, May 11. Yeah, 9/11. Yes. And it was good to give tribute to the people that died today, to remember that all the time. I'm sure just about all of us can remember exactly where we were when that actually happened. If you're old enough, and I know that also too. I think that's about all. Thank you.
Thanks. I have a lot to say today. I know last time I didn't say anything, so I have to make up for it. First of all, we did have a lovely seed exchange. It was very nice. And it's great to have such knowledgeable people in our city. The 9/11 ceremony was also very nice. It was quick. It was, but we have a piece of the World Trade Center here in Harper Woods, and it's really nice to be able to share that. The AMVETs have asked that everybody put on their calendar for 9/11 of 26, the 25th anniversary. They're preparing a big celebration or a big program for that. So go ahead and put it on your calendar now. If you're like me, you got the calendar a year ahead, or at least 1 year ahead. So the next thing I want to talk about, the sidewalks on Vernier have been torn up, and they've been left open so long that there's literally grass growing in there. Like you're going to have to start mowing inside of that space. And it has been somebody who bikes over to Harper to the bus stop and has to use their bike to get to the bus stop to get to work and back, has mentioned how long this has been an extreme and dangerous inconvenience. So we need to get those sidewalks closed up, finished and done, because our residents it's not safe to even take a walk there. They could, twist their ankle or whatever on the grass going around it or whatever, but for people on bikes, it's very dangerous. Another thing about today's meeting, this is something that's occurred to me before, and so now I'm going to state it emphatically. When things are brought to us for a vote, they should be at least 2 meetings before they're due. Most of the time things are okay, but sometimes there's just a question or something hanging out there. Like the whole thing with the, where the dogs go when the dog rescue place. And then we had the thing about the liquor license, and then now we have, the watershed education. It seems relatively small, but what this is a pattern that things are being brought to us right before they're due and assumed that we will support them. And we really need more time to do due diligence. We get our council packets on Friday or get them online Friday, and then we got to turn around and vote on Monday. And that doesn't really give us like a lot of business days. Or, what if you're out of town that weekend and then all of a sudden, boom, you're smacked with this reality. We need more time, and it should never be assumed that we're going to pass something or not pass something. So I am, we have very, very wonderful heads of our departments. And I don't remember this being as much of a problem in the past as it has been in this last year. So I'd like to really see these things brought forth earlier. I mean, the minute you know about it, why wait? Just bring it to us. The third thing about rats and hawks. Yeah, those hawks are definitely going after the rats. There's no doubt about it. But if anybody needs help getting rid of rats, I have become an expert on it. Inadvertently.
Mr. Olin too out there.
Yes. So you just get one of those rat traps that look like jaws, and then you get peanut butter, put it in there, and then stick a half of a Slim Jim out of there, because Slim Jims are very aromatic. Just put that in there. I promise you. I caught 3 rats in 3 weeks that way when the next door neighbor of one of my tenants who was, he was a hoarder and he moved out. And in the process of while they were throwing everything away, the rats all thought they'd come over and visit my property. So I had to go up and do a lot of rat killing. So, the next thing about refuse containers, I used to live in Detroit, and even back in those days, we had those big refuse containers. And I have one at my cabin up north. They are worth the money. They are worth the money. You drag them out there. You don't have to be limited to 35 pounds. You can cram as much junk in there as you want. You can put in wood with nails sticking out of it, and it won't matter. They'll come. Yeah, Greg's laughing because he knows what I'm talking about. You just push them out there with the wheels, and they take this little machine, and it comes up and it dumps it in. Nobody even has to touch it. Okay, so the guys are not getting slimy, the guys are not getting injured, nothing. So you have a lot more flexibility with these containers. And I am strongly recommending that next year we cross over to using them. I understand there's a cost for it, but it's not going to get any less. Okay, so we might as well just suck it up and do that now or in the next year. The next thing, we need to have an ordinance meeting. We have had maybe one since COVID or something, maybe two, I don't know. But there's just so many things adding up between the noise and the rats and the speeding. And these are things that are just coming back over and over and over again. And this, maybe if we could talk it out, we can come up with some solutions. And we were hearing the residents say that they would, they'll like to have some of this on the ballot. Well, we hear them all the time talking about these things. So let's have a meeting. There's multiple things. There's little stuff that we have to do too, like the size of the pipes of whatever, I don't know, it changes with the state and then we need to vote on it and stuff. But there's a lot of things that we really need to talk about. Okay, I can be done now. Thank you.
I just wanted to add one little clarification.
Sure.
As far as the open sidewalks that are on Vernier,
Yeah.
they are open because of DTE. DTE is cabling and putting fiber optics. You'll notice that all of the sidewalks are all by a light fixture. And what has taken place is that during their cabling, during their operation, there has been quite a few rain days in between. And they have to wait until the ground dries up. We are on them for that because they have been opened a long time. But again, those are not, that is not our job. We're not the ones that knock those sidewalks out.
Well, there hasn't been a lot of rain days lately. So tell them to get them
well, I
moving.
mean, now it's okay, but I mean,
Yeah.
last month there was a lot of rain days, and like I said, they were still doing the wiring. So
We just had 5 lovely 80-degree days.
yeah, I
They have
agree.
no
But
excuse.
we can't get DTE to move any faster. Than
Give me the phone number.
what's right.
Well, last time I called them, they took all those piles of dirt off of Van Antwerp and gave it to the neighbor. So we'll have to see.
All right, I like a motion for adjournment.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.